If you've been online recently, chances are you've seen one of these. It's called Captcha, and it's a security feature embedded in websites to ensure that you are actually a real person before they give you access to some type of information. But here's the problem. Hackers have created fake Captcha apps that look exactly like the real ones that steal everything off of your computer. And I mean everything. Passwords, banking information, medical information, everything stored on your device is gone. And most people have no idea it's happening because the fake versions look identical to the real ones. And missing it is the difference between a routine website visit and losing all of your data and potentially financial ruin. So in the next few minutes, I'm putting the real versus the fake side by side so you know exactly what these fake capture devices look like so you don't get hacked. Also, I'm going to show you the three most common systems this is affected on because it's not just computers. So it's important that you stay with me right now so you are not the next victim of this attack. Now, before we jump in, I made a video about this last week and I appreciate y'all's feedback. So this is why I'm doing an update so you guys can get clarity. Now, if this is your first time on this channel, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. It truly helps. And leaving comments so I can make videos like this because you requested it. Now, let's jump in because it is about to be good. So jumping in at number one with the first device that is commonly affected by this Captcha scam is, some of you might have even guessed it, it's a Windows computer. All right. So this is very important. Before we go into the attack, let's talk about what it actually is supposed to look like. So this right here that you see on the screen is a real Captcha device. You can see here it's asking you to select the fire hydrants. Now you need to select as many of these pictures as you can that actually has an image of a fire hydrant in it. Now, the reason why this is important because robots can't do this. This is why Captcha devices exist, because they are proving that you are human. Now, this is important. This Captcha device, you're just clicking. So here is another sign of an actual real Captcha device. Click this button if I'm not a robot. It is cut and dry, that simple. Now, there are some other variations to have you type some things into the keyboard. And I'm gonna be real. Some of those real hard for me because like I got dyslexia and I turn the letters backward. It takes me forever. I like Captcha, but yeah. All right, so here is what the attack vector looks like. Pay attention, y'all. It's gonna pop up with the security verification and it's gonna say, press Windows R. We're talking about pulling up your keyboard and pressing the Windows button plus the R button. What that does is it opens the run box on your computer. As a matter of fact, try it. Try it. Windows R, it opens the run box. And then it says press Control V. Now, Control V on a Windows computer means copy. Well, sorry, no, Control V is actually paste. Control C is actually copying. Now, you might be wondering, what am I pasting? Let me show you exactly. Now, this is very important. Right here, if you look at the image on the screen, whenever you hit this website, it automatically loads this piece of code into your clipboard. So when you press Control V, you are pasting this command into your computer. And when you press enter, that means execute. So it runs the command in the background and you have no idea what it is doing. No idea what it's doing. So that is number one. And y'all really got to stay for number three because I promise you, you probably would not expect it. I know I didn't. All right, coming in at number two is the Mac. Now look, people believe that, Apple computers are like the greatest thing since sliced bread and they don't get malware and they don't get viruses. And I would have to say, most of that is true. And most of the people that think that is, your guy right here, I have Apple everything. But it's important to understand the same type of fake capture devices apply to the Mac, but the attack vector here is just slightly different. So what's going to happen is, again, that website is going to load that malicious code into your clipboard. And what they're going to get you to do is open your terminal. And you can do this on your Mac by pressing the command bar and the space bar. It brings up what we call spotlight search. and then you type in there terminal. Once the terminal was up, it brings up a black window like this, and they're going to want you to press Command V, which is to paste this malicious script, and it's going to run its malicious commands in the background, which could potentially get data from your computer and giving them access. So this attack vector exists on a Mac as well. Now, before we go into the third one, again, if you're new to the channel, like and subscribe if you're getting value. What questions do you have about this? Have you ever seen any of these pop-ups asking you to run any of these commands? Let me know. Let's get to number 3. Number 3 is iPhone and Android. Wow. Did y'all guess that one? It's interesting, right? So what can happen is you can go to end up on a malicious website, and then it asks you to actually install this required certificate. Now, I want y'all to understand this, especially on your cell phones. Never install anything on there unless it came from a legitimate organization that told you that you need to do this. Because this could have significant impact. Because these days, our phones are almost equivalent to our debit cards, credit cards, access to our bank account. So you don't want to do that. Clicking install on your phone could be game over. So people have asked, like, how do I even get on these malicious websites in the first place? These days, clicking any links on the internet, mistyping, misspelling the name of a website can get you on a malicious site. And the thing you have to understand is these hackers have these websites that look like the real thing. That's why you got to slow down and be careful. So now that you know these 3 issues, I want to tell you about what you should do in the event that you end up clicking something, pasting a command or anything like that. So number 1, disconnect, unplug from the internet, the Ethernet, the Wi-Fi, disconnect completely. You want to get off. The only way these guys can continue to have access to your computer is through a network connection. So eliminate the network connection, eliminate access to your computer. Now, the second thing, do not log into your bank account or anything with sensitive information. At this point in time, we don't understand what level of access they have, if they have keyloggers or anything like that. And a keylogger literally logs your keystroke, so it knows what's going on at all times on your computer. You don't want to do that. And number 3, my recommendation to run your antivirus software or AV. My recommendation is Malwarebytes. I've been using Malwarebytes since I was a youngin' in tech. I get no money for mentioning their name at all here, but that's what I would do. Now, one might think, all right, so if my computer has been compromised, then how am I going to get the Malwarebytes? Here's the thing. You can use another device to actually download Malwarebytes and then install it on the computer. Keep it offline. Once you do that, you can remove any viruses, Trojans, or anything that have been detected, and then you should be safe to go. Y'all, that's it for this video, and I appreciate y'all joining and leaving the comments so that I could produce this for you. Now, look forward to another video in the future coming from me very, very soon. See you guys on the next one. Peace.